DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hello and welcome to Fresh Takes, everybody. I am Paul Russo, joined as always by Nick Felice. Wow, do we have a doozy of podcasts to get to today? Indiana, who would have thought? National champion in football, so we got that to discuss. NFL conference title weekend to dive into as well, Nick, and recapping the chaos after Divisional Round Weekend and
Cheaters are in the Hall of Fame.
who knows what cheaters.
Carlos Beltran in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to a bunch of other stuff, too, maybe, if time allows. So, Nick, how you doing, though, today?
Well, as you can tell from my tone, upset that cheaters are in the Hall of Fame, but, that's another story. Pretty good. College football's over with, and NFL is almost over with. Football season is coming to an end here. But looking forward to what's ahead with sports-wise. Chris Gotterup wins the 2026 PGA Tour opener, so congrats to him.
Nothing like winning in Hawaii.
I do like the Hawaii. I like the late night golf. Big fan.
Nothing beats it. All right, before we get any further, thank a couple more of our sponsors today, including Finger Lakes Partners Insurance. Get the insurance you need from the people you know at Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, the Finger Lakes Insurance agency for your home, auto, or business. Get an obligation quote today at fingerlakesinsurance.com. And Go Net Speed. The future of connection is here, and it's fiber made for how we live and work today. Go Net Speed Fiber is faster and stronger than anything out there. You can check availability in your area, as well as plans and pricing at gonetspeed.com, and get ready for fast and reliable fiber internet straight to your home. All right, let's begin with Monday night, Nick. College football. Indiana, the Hoosiers, national champions. Crazy to say out loud still. Worst team statistically going into the year out of the power conferences, historically speaking. Find themselves as national champions, beating Miami Hurricanes. It's interesting because, I feel like no matter how we talk about this, it's going to end up with the question I want to ask in the grand scheme of it. But, if you were to say to yourself back in August, even, Indiana's going to be the national championship, is going to be in it and win and be national champions, August Nick's response is?
Yes, so people have been asking that around. People are saying, is it the most improbable title ever? And I say no to that. I mean, this is shocking. 2 years. I think it's a 2-year period. 2 years ago, if you had asked me that, Indiana would be the college football championship, I would have been shocked and not believed it. But this is a 2-year run for Indiana. They made the playoffs last year. They're the number 1 seed. So I'm not going to go out and say this is the most improbable title ever. I look at maybe the Giants beating the undefeated Patriots is more improbable, even though I know the Giants made the playoffs the year before. And then they went on. But they were the 6th seed. They had to go on the road. And 6 or 5. I remember they were a wild card. But they had to go on the road the whole playoffs and then beat the undefeated Patriots. That was just a great story because they played the Patriots at the end of the regular season. Whatever. But Indiana, sure, it's shocking to see them as the national champions in college football. But college football's changed. It's not the same. I'm sorry to use this word, terrible college football was back in the day, because it was always the teams that they had all the better players, the SEC teams, and they loaded up on their rosters, and it was going to be Georgia or Alabama, or we'll throw Clemson in there. That was going to win it back then. It's not like that. It could be anybody. I'm not go crazy. Syracuse, if they actually continue to build, could win a college football championship.
So that was going to be my next question was, so what does this do on the grand scheme of it for maybe not your mid-majors, but these mid-level power teams, right? Your Syracuse's, your Pitts, your Wakes, Purdue's. I saw people put UCLA and Washington in there, so I guess we'll include them. But, like, what does it do for them? And I think it does show at the very least that it is possible for your program to go out there and do it, right? I think it involves a lot. And is Mark Cuban part of it? Absolutely. Money does help. But the fact of the matter is, though, Curt Cignetti brought a lot of this team along with him from James Madison, right? Let's not act, and I know that they do have to get paid, but let's not act as if, these kids were 5-star kids. They weren't. In fact, it's well known about at this point, right? Fernando Mendoza wanted to go to Miami. He's from Miami. They denied him a chance to be a walk-on there as a 2-star level prospect, Brecker, no stars, stuff like that. It's not like these kids aren't blue chippers.
Yeah.
Right? But it's essentially still a root thing that you need in college football. Good scouting, good coaching, and it clearly helps having a little bit of money behind you.
Yeah, I mean, just finishing my first point, I'm not as shocked as everyone else is, because they did make the playoffs last year, and they are the number 1 seed, undefeated, coming to the playoffs. So I'm not going to say I'm super shocked, but a 2-year run, great. But yes, you're right. The James Madison and Tulanes of the world, I don't think can win national championships. But anybody in a Power 4 can. Those teams are almost like, not to say it, but they're kind of like minor league teams, Tulane and James Madison. I mean, you even said it with Cignetti there. Mm-hmm. He took his James Madison players and brought them to Indiana. And there are some talented players on there. I just don't think they have enough players to win national championships. But this gives teams like Syracuse and Purdue, if you can put together a good program, yes, a little bit of money does help, like you said. If you can build in a Power 4, you can build a national championship team. Anybody in a Power 4 conference can win a national title. That's what we proved here. And we also proved that the SEC is dead. So any of the other 3 could win a national title. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see a team like Indiana, who had been dreadful for as long as anyone can remember.
Its existence.
Yeah, and they win a national title.
Yeah, I think, I agree with you, right? Like, I don't think I'm surprised in the sense that they won. I think it's that element where I think there is still some shock value of, Indiana? And that's the thing, right? It's not meant as, a disrespectful thing. It's just
one of 11 now that's won a college football national championship and a college basketball national championship.
That's true.
Syracuse is in that group.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do you do, fellow kids? So,
it's the 50s do count. Okay, let's remember that. Yale is still the greatest team of all time, greatest program. 18 national titles. Yale.
Okay.
Haven't won since the 30s. But
didn't know which way you were going with that there just now, but
I'm just showing that even Syracuse national title in the 50s counts.
Oh, no, you're definitely right. So
what was it, 55?
59.
59. Ooh, almost 60s.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, on the Miami side of things, I think it's a good year still nonetheless, obviously, not to downplay what they did, but you get your brand back on the right track officially at this point. Man, my fears in picking them outright kind of did come up, having to rely on Carson Beck. And I will say, and watching the game, I know we watched it together, but watching the final play for Miami, when Beck threw it, I'm like, okay, he's got someone. And then I saw, in the moment where the apex of the pass was, I'm like, ooh, this is a duck. This isn't going to be good. And lo and behold, it gets intercepted, and there's just no way. Miami's skill guys are way too quick for them to adjust to either slow up and go back and get it or something like that in just a tough spot. Miami, all things considered, man, you probably if you told them at halftime they had a chance, they probably would have been like, sweet. First half, not that it was rough, right? But like 10-0 felt like a pretty big gap, right? 10-3 felt like a pretty big gap. And it was just one of those things where it was just like, the offense really needs to do something here. Like, they can't just keep falling on the defense. Defense never broke, though, really. And, yeah, they had a couple mistakes that came back to bite them. But, like, if you're Miami, you got to feel pretty good about where Cristobal has us kind of going forward at this point.
Yeah, it's just, like I said last week, Miami's run to the championship remind me a lot of Notre Dame's run to the championship last year. And it ended in the same result, runner-up finish. Just to beat a team like Georgia and Ohio State. And, we beat Georgia. They beat Ohio State. And, the runs just remind me a lot of it. But the thing with our original point was Indiana, that anyone can win a national title. The problem with that is you can't guarantee your spot back in the national championship game. Miami, you could say they got the program back, and they might. Great season, build on it. But you can't guarantee you're going to be back. And there's only 12 spots as of right now. And, sometimes it's like, could be one of those situations, man, this might have been our one chance. But, they got a great program. They can definitely get back. They changed the tiebreakers right in the ACC, so could get to the ACC championship game this year. And, it was a great season. They definitely proved some people wrong in the playoffs. And I think they definitely helped the ACC tremendously, try to get some respect for that conference, because it's been 2 years of this thing now, and the ACC has had the worst seeds in it. Clemson was 12, SMU was 11.
Oh, in that sense, yeah.
They were, but Miami was 10. They've had a double-digit seed every time they've had this tournament. So hopefully they can start getting more respect and get a top 4 seed. There's no reason the Big 12 should be that much higher than them. I don't even think they're better than the.
Well, my pushback to that is I don't know if those SEC teams deserve to have that higher rating.
Let's start small. Let's get ahead of the Big 12 first.
Yeah.
And then we'll work our way there.
Fair.
I can see your point, yes. I mean, you can make the case.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it from, this year's whatever of,
it's just.
How, the debate about Alabama, but, having Bama shoot up to where it was and everything like that. Just one of those things where you mean to tell me, Miami shouldn't have been that 1 or 2 spots higher in that case?
It's just the media is never going to put
the
ACC ahead of the SEC as of right now.
Yeah.
So let's work on getting ahead of the Big 12 first, and then we'll work our way. Because right now, it's hard to say you're better than the Big 10 because they've won the last 3 national championships, which is crazy because they had barely won anything.
Right.
They had Ohio State that one year.
Yeah.
2014-ish. I don't remember what it was, but
yeah.
They got the national championships right now. Yeah. So ACC's making strides, though.
That's true. All right. For those wondering, our college picks is we know last week going in, I had it locked up. But Nick did gain 1 game back, so I won by 1 game.
And Paul says we're going to pick the Senior Bowl.
No, that's what you think. So I will gladly take my title. All right, NFL time, Nick. Look, obviously conference championship weekends this weekend. We'll get to that in a minute because we have to go backwards to go forwards. Divisional round. Boy, oh boy. Bills, Denver was just, what a mess of a game it ends up being, obviously, in the grand scheme of it at this point.
I think both teams lost.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be sick if you're a Bills fan at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Just how everything broke out, and then you get the news that Bo Nix is out with the ankle break. It's
more terrible news today with that press conference.
Yeah, the chaos.
Well, McDermott got fired.
Bad, but
not to jump ahead.
Yeah, I was going to do the fallout thing here in a minute, but I mean, McDermott gets fired, and with the press conference today, they said it was because of this game, but to me, it's that game was not on Sean McDermott. I mean, the McDermott firing, and as you know, Nick, and other people who listen and watch know, like, I'm a McDermott hater. He's a good coach. Do I think he was going to be the one to get him over the hump? No. I've been saying that. But either this firing is like 2 years too late or 1 year too early. Like, I don't know, like, and I'm sorry. Like, I think, again, you get to that level, you're a good coach. Right? It's all about, the proximities of it. But, like, to go from McDermott to Dable or McDermott to Joe Brady, I'm like, what are we doing, right? Like, all the good coaches at this point have pretty much already landed. Like, this was a pretty weak head coaching cycle right now. And if you're the Bills, to me, I think you got to go offensive-minded here. Like, you're late to the party, man. Like, I don't know if Clint Kubiak's going to be available at this point, technically speaking. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. The Bills had all this momentum, and now it's just like, you're not to do this. Now, I don't mean this to harm anybody, but the Sabres play up in downtown proper in Buffalo, not in Orchard Park. It's kind of turned into a Sabres situation.
Yeah, and the owner owns both teams, right?
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a sticky situation, if you ask me. I mean, I kind of lost respect for that owner today.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a Jessica Pegula fan. Who's a great tennis player. But, yeah, I'm just, as a Pirates fan, for those who remember.
All the comp here right now.
And as a Giants fan. And as a Knicks fan. They don't ever fire the general manager. Mm-hmm. They fire the head coach. Yeah. Why is the head coach or the manager always getting the blame? That's what's going on here in Buffalo. Brandon Beane built this team. He's the one that put this team together. Honestly, this Bills team shouldn't even have been in the playoffs. I think very similar to the situation with San Francisco. That those teams have no business being in the playoffs, but the great head coaches that they are got them to the playoffs. I think the same goes with Pittsburgh as well. They got them to the playoffs. And what I'm trying to say is McDermott got this team better than they should have been this year. This team had no receivers. This defense was not great. But they still got to the playoffs, and they still won a playoff game on the road. This is terrible to blame it all on McDermott. It's a whole failure of the past 6 years. This Bean shouldn't have been gone. He shouldn't have been promoted, that's for sure. Should have been all gone.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked that McDermott got fired. I thought he might have got fired if they lost to Jacksonville.
Right.
But, no, you can't blame this all on him. And as a fan of teams where I get mad that the general manager gets to stay and the coach and manager gets fired, I feel for the Bills fans.
Yeah, I even thought last week sitting here that the win kind of saved McDermott and Bean, right? Like for at least for a year. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know he could. Pegula can say what he wants, but the way he was talking today contradicted himself in that Bean was or wasn't in his ear. It seems like he was. And I just, this result is
not only did they throw McDermott under the bus, he threw Keon Coleman under the bus.
Which, like, you can say what you want about Keon Coleman. It's probably true. But, like, yeah, you don't say about a guy in your active roster.
Yeah.
Like, that's just wild.
Yeah, we didn't want this guy. Only McDermott and the coaching staff wanted him.
Yeah.
But he's just stuck here now.
Yeah. Like, that's
I think Keon Coleman might
crazy to me that
might
you
get traded this offseason.
Yeah, it's crazy to me you say that, though. The guy's still on roster. Like, what are you doing?
He's the owner of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a lot of respect for this Pegula guy today.
Yeah.
And I don't. How are Bills fans? I haven't spoken to a Bills fan.
Twitter right now is very anti-Pegula, I would say. So.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move that. Let's just for the sake of conference stuff, stay on the AFC side. Patriots Texans on Sunday. just
somebody was playing for the Texans. I didn't. They had a quarterback out there.
that's the issue. Look, I'll go ahead and say I didn't think that game was a very good. Period. I'm probably in the minority to a degree saying from a whole.
I agree with you.
CJ Stroud was a special kind of awful.
I agree with you. I'm sick of playoff games at Gillette Stadium or whatever it's called.
It's still Gillette, yeah.
I'm tired of it.
Oh, it's fine.
But yeah, go on Stroud. He sucks.
Yeah, you get no more at least there. But yeah, Stroud
sucks.
Back-to-back weeks looked bad.
Yeah,
and could tell on his face he was rattled. It's not even so much like I think Davis Mills is better than him, but like here's the thing: Davis Mills won games for him this year, and like I said, Stroud just looked like he was like frightened. You know, he was the one seeing ghosts.
They did not look like a team that had won 10 games in a row coming in,
Right?
Which I didn't even know they had done that.
Yeah,
and I heard that in the broadcast. But yeah, Stroud not looking good.
Yeah,
but we got to keep in mind he's still an Ohio State quarterback. Let's not forget that.
It's true.
I know I can't say much. Notre Dame quarterbacks not so much in the league either. But Ohio State has got this reputation of not having great NFL players. And Stroud, he crumbles when he gets pressure.
Yeah.
And a lot of quarterbacks do. The good ones are the ones that don't. And yeah, when he gets pressure, man, he looks terrible.
Yeah.
And just too many turnovers. You talk about a wall. A playoff wall. This franchise with the Houston Texans just can't get past the divisional round.
Yeah.
They're like the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, sure. But yeah, the Stroud thing, man, it's literally just been his rookie year. And even then, if you look at the numbers, like, was his rookie year that good? And the answer is actually no. So I don't know, man. That they wasted, at worst, the second best defense left in the playoffs. Just brutal.
Yeah, and don't be doing no Bills here and blaming this all on DeMeco Ryans. He's a great coach, and he should. This is Stroud's blame.
Well, right, but I think you could say like, well, if he could have put in Davis Mills. You know.
And yeah, it's true. No, this team's not going anywhere. The AFC South is getting better, especially
on paper.
Tennessee can get a little bit better. Yeah, they're getting better, and be interesting to see how Houston plays next year. I mean, they've made the playoffs every time Stroud's been the quarterback, so you can't complain about that. Got to start making your jump though. Bills haven't done it. Texans haven't done it. Ravens in the Lamar Jackson era have not done it. So, yeah.
Well, on the NFC side of things. I'm going to preface it this Saturday. This is in Philly. So I missed.
They got chicken in Philly?
They do have chicken. Missed the third quarter of the Bills-Broncos to get down to the Villanova game. And missed pretty much the first half, I would say, of the 49ers and Seahawks game. And so when I turned on the TV in the hotel room, not to say I was surprised. I was shocked, though, at the beating I was witnessing on my TV. I don't think there's much really to discuss from that game. It's kind of what we both said last week, Nick. Like, I think eventually the numbers had to catch up to San Fran health-wise, and to me it finally did. The only thing maybe to really talk about from this game is the fact that the Seattle running game now goes from a two-headed monster to a one-headed monster, with Charbonnet going down with the knee injury that he's done for the year, and now it's just Kenneth Walker out there. So I don't know if it necessarily affects anything too much for this game against the Rams coming up this weekend, but if that's the only thing we have to talk from that game, then maybe we can just move on quickly.
Well, the whole Darnold thing.
Yeah.
He had the oblique injury coming in. People were nervous about that. Didn't show no signs of that in the game. And what we learned about this game, Paul, is how bad the Philadelphia Eagles were.
Yeah, well, yeah, but see, that would be the other talking point. I just don't know if it's worth it for what we talk about in the sense of whatever.
Eagles aren't worth our time.
Okay.
But the Niners defense is trash, and they showed it. And Seattle's legit. And Cam Akers' revenge game. He's on Seattle.
True.
He could be the backup now, potentially. But I think Walker's going to get majority of the carries going forward.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Darnold finally won a playoff game, which was cool. Got him over the hump. But the one team he struggles at is the team he now plays.
Yeah, the Rams beat Chicago to wrap up the action for the NFL weekend on Sunday. Overtime again. Caleb Williams, though, I don't know. It was dumb, but it's throw of the year. To force another overtime game. But
he won the game, but also blew the game.
Well, porque no los dos. I don't know, man. The Rams thing is bugging me now because, like, they were my mid-season Super Bowl pick, essentially.
Yeah, still good pick.
And yeah, but, like, I feel a lot less confident in them now. I understand what you're saying about Darnold against them, and that'll be more for in a minute when we get to our picks and predictions for conference championship weekend. But I don't know, man. I guess maybe if you're them, you're happy you're going to Seattle as opposed to San Fran. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like I'd rather probably be playing San Fran's defense if I were.
Well, they would have hosted San Fran.
Right. You're right. Yeah. I just look. You win and you advance. You survive and advance. Just don't know about the prospects now going forward for them. Admittedly.
Yeah. What was crazy about this game is Devontae Adams had a catch that was called a catch, very similar.
Wow.
To what was it, Brandon Cooks, the Bills game, right? Which I'm not surprised they called Devontae Adams a catch. You don't think the head of officials talked to the officials before the next day's games? This happened a day after the Cooks the interception to the Broncos. And yes, you could say what you want about the pass interference at the end of that Bills game, but that was, when you look back at it, that's a catch and not an interception for the Broncos. But so Adams gets the catch in this game, very similar play, but it's one of those games. It's like, did the Rams really win? And I'm not surprised to see Rams Seahawks. I think we've been looking for like a favorite in the NFL for a while, majority of the season. But it was like in the middle of November, December, like, okay, it's going to be Rams Seahawks. I think they stand out. They're the best two teams, especially after that crazy game they played. They stand out. They're the two best teams in the NFC. So I'm not surprised to see these two here. But it's just weird. The Rams won this game, and you're going to the only thing you remember from this game really is that Caleb Williams throw, which was crazy. Yeah. And Caleb Williams ended up blowing the game with the interception in overtime. And yeah, it was a great play. I was watching the game with my brother Matt, and he was running back. I was like, imagine they win the Super Bowl after this. And then when the ball's in midair and he makes a catch, and horrible defense by the Rams in the end zone.
Yeah.
I think they're just shocked that the ball is coming their way.
Well, and that's the part too where it's just like, I don't know. You could say whatever you want, but it's like Cole Kmet's the one who brought that in. I'm like, how do you forget about him?
I know. Crazy play. Great story for the Bears this year. They got a great general manager in Ryan Poles. Asshole coach, though. Not a big Ben Johnson fan.
He wants your kneecaps.
Yeah. No. Not a fan of him. But great season for the Bears. They're definitely moving in the right direction finally. It's just Matthew Stafford and the Rams they've been wanted. They've obviously not been playing great in the playoffs, but they're escaping, they're surviving and advancing. That's what you got to do this time of year. And they got a big game ahead of them. This is going to be, I would lean Seahawks, but the Rams are coming in, and they know that these two teams know each other very well.
Yep.
And we still got the two MVP candidates still in the playoffs.
Two main ones at this point, yeah.
The two main ones.
So,
and I'm leaning Stafford. Obviously.
Oh, you are.
I don't like Drake May. Not a fan of the Patriots.
You're wearing Carolina blue.
Shit. This is for Luke May.
It would be Detroit Lion blue.
Detroit Lion blue, yes. This is for Luke May. He went to his 8 a.m. after that shot in the Elite Eight.
Proper. All right. Yeah, let's get into it. We can do our picks and predictions here for conference championship weekend. Well, Sunday, really.
I feel like we're going to agree.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So the first game Sunday is the AFC game at 3 p.m. New England at Denver. Denver's 4.5-point underdog at home. For them, obviously, it's Jared Stidham under center. This is tough because, like, I don't even know if, how can I phrase this right? I don't even know if Bo Nix being healthy swayed my pick all that much. But I'm pleasantly surprised on the gambling side of it, this line isn't bigger than it already is.
Yeah. We didn't really.
It opened at 3.5. The fact that it's only moved a point right now is, I don't know about worrying, but like, are people that trusting of the Broncos defense to just keep that thing close enough?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's not so much that to me. It's just like, it's Jared Stidham.
Yeah. We didn't really mention that. That Bo Nix injury was so random, weird.
And it wasn't on the kneel down as initially everybody thought.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It was just the process of everything going so fast.
Right.
He's out for the season. Stidham's going to be the starter. Yeah. It's like, what? It just happened so fast.
The way it cycled was so, like, because, like, Sean Payton, if people were
He's got surgery scheduled.
And it's tough, right? Because you're kind of going from, at least for us, right? We're going from one game to the next game, right? But I know for people watching Sean Payton's press conference at the end, he literally had to leave the podium for like 5 minutes and then come back and be like, hey, we have an update to give you guys. Bo Nix is done.
And this is why I said both teams lost that game.
Yeah.
They lost their quarterback and the Bills lost the game.
Now, look, we could be seeing it wrong. I mean, one of the best moments in the Giants' history involves a backup quarterback and Hostetler. Not to say it couldn't happen.
Nick Foles.
Well, right. But, like, not to say, like, it couldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just that it's stacked against you.
Yep.
And to be fair, when Denver has played good teams, and part of this Bills game did expose them, right, is, like, when you have essentially a team full of number ones, they struggled all year. And you're dealing with a full deck against the Patriots. And that's why, to me, I'm taking New England with my pick.
Yes, you mentioned Phil Simms going down. I mean, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Brock Osweiler, Super Bowl 50.
Mm-hmm.
He played a lot of that season, but Peyton Manning did come back and win it his final season. Yeah, if this game's at New England, this is not going to be a close game. The only chance I'm giving Denver is that it is at Denver. Mm-hmm. New England has to make that trip over. And Stidham, he used to play for the Patriots. Might have a little bit of an edge on him. And you don't have a lot of video on him, not recent video of him.
He hasn't played in 2 years. Yeah. He's been on roster. He just hasn't played in 2 years.
I did like Nick Foles. He said to give the Broncos a hope.
Right.
The Patriots crumble when they play backup quarterbacks in title-ish games.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Patriots in this game.
Yeah.
Just because of all what's going on in Denver. And I think this game will be closer than people think just because it's in Denver. Like I said, New England, I think they're going to run up the score on them, basically, because that's what Drake May does. Pads his stats. Unfortunately, it pains me to say this. First time in a long time on this podcast, I think the Patriots are going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Bills fans had to hate it.
That's another thing with the whole Pagula thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a right now in the moment decision. Yeah. He sees the Bills not being better than the Patriots. We never even got a shot to go to the Super Bowl, and here the Patriots are, one win away from going back. He's frustrated, and he let go of McDermott.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit too.
Yeah, 100%. All right, the NFC game, 6:30, Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 2.5-point home favorites. It's interesting because, like you said, for whatever reason, the Rams seem to be the thorn in the side of Seattle. But I feel like I did a lot of my talking about this already, just on the Rams side of things. Something about the Seahawks, man, this year just feels a little bit different. And I know even the regular season, the Rams were the thorn in the side for them and stuff like that. But I don't know. You got the home field here. You're dealing with a Ram team that clearly is not the same that they were 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago. I'm going Seahawks here. I like the Seahawks' chances here. I know the X factor there, right? Sam Darnold, as we've been talking about, and stuff like that. But I don't know, the defense for me, man, is such a difference maker that
yeah, they are the best.
I mean,
right now.
I don't know, defense. Not even like it has to travel this week, right? Defense travels, but you're home, so.
I'm gonna just make my pick now. I'm taking Seattle.
Okay.
For our Super Bowl party, we have my brother Matt, who's a Seahawks fan, and Carly Mall, who always comes every year, is a Rams fan. So we got a guaranteed team in there. Just unfortunate, it might be the Patriots again.
Yeah. More than that we think.
If it is Seattle, they're gonna get a Super Bowl rematch regardless.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're gonna want the Patriots one more. If it's Seahawks Patriots, because they lost that game.
True.
Malcolm Butler. How many times you can see that Malcolm Butler interception?
Oh, my God.
If the Seahawks Patriots in the 2 weeks.
There's a lot here. No matter what combo you get, you're going to get some stupid video stuff for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be bad.
Even Rams Patriots will be a
No, that's why I'm saying you have that one. Even, like, the Broncos stuff with, like, Seattle and stuff like that. Like, no matter what combo you get, you're getting video stuff for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I know my brother, if the Seahawks get to the Super Bowl, he's going to want the Patriots just to get that revenge. But we've seen teams try to get revenge. The Patriots tried to get revenge against the Giants 4 years later. It didn't work. Didn't work again. So we'll see. I'm going to take Seattle. Just the defense is loaded. And they're at home. Love that home. They are a tough place to play in the playoffs. And I think this is going to be a great game. But I feel like Seattle's going to win it in the end. And I'm not worried about the whole Charbonnet injury. It's actually better if a running back gets in a groove, gets some more carries.
Oh, but the way Seattle's done it all year, man, it's been with both.
I know. I'm not saying it's going to be a big issue. I think Walker's going to get more carries and he'll be fine. He'll get in rhythm. And he did a great job last week.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to take Seattle Patriots, just like you.
Crazy. Love it. All right. That wraps up the football portion of the podcast today.
Why? I'm sorry. I just had to get in.
Why? Well, because you're sitting here talking about Carlos Beltran being a cheater. Not that you're wrong.
Is he not a cheater?
I don't know. I don't know. I am a little bit surprised because I did say on the podcast last week I feared that we would have nobody technically get in from the ballot. We did get two. Carlos Beltran had 84%. Andrew Jones with 78%. Happy that both of them are in. I talked about last week why I thought both should be in.
You didn't put Beltran in, though.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. I talked last week about why I thought both should be in.
Okay, so you did put Beltran in.
Yeah, the troubling thing for me, and again, this goes back to the discussion we had last week and going back years, is the drop-off from Jones to the next player, which was like 30% points. That has me concerned. Next year's list, a lot of people have highlighted by Buster Posey. I don't want to get into it right now. I don't think that's fair or anything like that. I'm of the minority. Like I don't think Buster Posey is a slam dunk Hall of Famer. I know I'm in the minority there. It's whatever. But next year, I don't know. Like, do I think A-Rod makes that big jump next? He kind of did. Same with Pettit this year. I don't know if that's the case next year. Next year's a lot of Hall of Very Good guys again as first ballot members coming in. I don't know.
I do know it's going to be a little bit of an outrage if A-Rod gets in over Clemens and Bonds.
Yeah, the only logic I see there, again, and this goes back to something we talked about last week and for years on years now, is A-Rod was slightly better with the media than Clemens and Bonds, which should not change one way or another the way you view it. Like we talked about a ton on here. I'm of the thinking that they all should be in. I get it, but like not everybody, but everybody was doing it, you know.
And I mean, the big reason Pete Rose was never
correct back
in because people didn't like him.
Right. And then he gets banned, and now he's technically eligible for Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But like,
is he going in this ballot?
P. Rose?
Yeah.
No, he'd have to be part of the
He's going to be
Veterans Committee stuff.
He's getting a shot on the Veterans Committee.
Yeah, that's where he would have to be. So, but yeah, I'm surprised and not surprised at the same time. Which I think is fair.
I was a little concerned. I didn't think there was a chance. I know Beltran was close last year. It was a little concerned. I thought nobody was going to get in this year.
No, I mean, that was my thought last week, was on the public side it was trending well, but like normally that means the private ballots don't have good favorability coming.
And this Beltran getting in is good news for Jose Altuve whenever his chances come up.
Well, I don't know if it does or doesn't, right? Like, we did talk a little bit about it last week, but like the Jose Altuve thing I think is more I think it's more complicated than the Beltran side. Because for Beltran, that was literally year 20 of 20 for him. And I don't want to make it sound like I am weighing it less because of that reason, especially since Beltran was the alleged mastermind behind it on the player side. We knew what his career was up until year 20.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot like, and it sucks that I have to frame it this way, but it's a lot like the Bonds and Clemens thing, right? Where if they get hit by a bus and die in 1997, they're going in without a question. So I don't know, especially in the case of 1 year, if 1 year should really be this big X factor.
And Altuve,
you know what I mean?
This is the prime of his career.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, and to be fair, he's posted equal and in certain years better numbers than he did in 2017. I don't want to make it sound like he's some bum.
And he did lead into a World Series in, was it 22?
Yeah. So.
But is it funny?
It's just one of those complicated things because I saw also people put Correa and Bregman in there with them, and especially Correa I think is a very long shot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Springer was also one I saw somebody bring up once, but I really kind of laughed at the comment. So I was like, Bregman's one of those. I think he's going to really need to do stuff here with the Cubs type scenario.
None of them are Hall of Famers.
No,
Altuve's the only one.
Altuve's the only one to me that would have case.
Correa looked like he was leading that way, and his career has not done much.
No.
It's funny at Beltran, though. Is the only thing I really remember, first memory I have of Beltran is Adam Wainwright striking him out looking.
Yeah.
That's the problem with him. It's just like, that's what I remember from his career.
Mm-hmm.
Is Beltran striking out.
Which is an interesting one because for me, it's him hitting a home run actually off of Wainwright, where I wouldn't say golfed it, but like it was absurd, you know.
Kind of remember that, yeah.
So.
Is that the same game?
No.
Because Wainwright was a closer then, wasn't he?
He was like a weird bullpen flex guy, yeah. But either way, so that's that. The only other thing really for me that if we wanted to talk about anything was kind of NBA stuff. I don't know what to make of your Knicks, and a lot of it has to do with trade deadline stuff at this point.
I think we got a crazy trade deadline ahead of us.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I think part of it is the Mike Brown situation with the Knicks. I don't want to pin it all on him, but it's very apparent as it stands right now that, like, in a little bit of a similar fashion to what we're seeing in Buffalo to a degree, that it was a very one-sided firing maybe of Thibodeau.
You see Jalen Brunson just had held up.
Yeah, you had the players-only meeting, and apparently Towns was really the only guy who might not have been in favor of it. So I don't know. I don't want to sit here and go on a Knicks bashing thing because they still are having a good year. It's been a rough couple weeks.
9-11, yeah.
But like
lost 9-11.
But like I'll ask you. You are a Knicks fan. I'm guessing this is not fully what you expected at the midway point of January from the Knicks right now. Is this kind of like what do we do situation?
You can't lose 9 of 11 games.
Yeah,
and that's what they've done. And the defense is horrible. Wasn't like that. Team's very similar to last year's team. And I was shocked when Thibodeau got fired. Wouldn't be shocked if Mike Brown got fired.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be crazy. We've seen Mike Brown get fired. Not 5 games, whatever it was with the Lakers that one year. But I don't know. It's just they wanted Jason Kidd. That was the coach they wanted. Mike Brown's like option 2 at the very highest. Option 4, maybe? I don't know.
Heard option like 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, he was down the depth chart of options. But and he's a nice guy. I like him. I just don't know if he's gonna be a championship coach. I don't even know if he's a great coach.
Yeah.
So and Towns, I think, is starting to become a problem. He's really hasn't had that great of a season in his standards. And leading into the trade deadline, I think Towns will be traded. I think John Morant will be traded. I think the Greek Freak will be traded. I think he'll be the main headline. I think obviously Kuminga is going to be traded. Whatever's going on there.
So I'll ask you, if you're the Knicks, does something like a Towns for Anthony Davis swap do anything? This obviously is contingent on Davis. Knowing you're getting Davis healthy.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Because
I actually probably lean more John Morant.
I don't know if that's.
But I don't want him either.
Yeah.
We need a shooter.
Yeah.
We need a guy that can shoot the ball. And sure, Giannis doesn't do that, but he does it a little bit. He's just a game changer, though. They could find some way to bring Giannis in. Trade Towns, obviously. Kolek, Robinson. Whoever's got to be part of the deal.
I think if you're the Knicks, and it's probably not the player you want, but I don't know, a guy like Trey Murphy to me who does do that 3-and-D stuff. I don't think it can be your headlining trade by any means, but I view a guy like him to be kind of perfect.
Yeah.
For what they want to do, and it picks up on the defensive side where maybe Brunson at that point.
It's just
being the only guy there can trade off a little bit.
I mean, Towns does have some value.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, he's averaging a double-double this year. Let's not get it twisted, but it goes back to stuff we talked about throughout the past couple of years with the Knicks, where you can't have 2 versions essentially of the same player on the floor where both of their weak side is the same side, and I don't know. I think the Knicks probably have a little bit of trade regret sending 4 firsts for Bridges at this point, because I think that would really solve your Giannis issue, right? To maybe facilitate that trade.
I don't.
Well, I'm talking though in the sense of
no,
just the capital.
Hear me out, Paul.
Okay.
I play fantasy basketball.
You do.
Mikal Bridges plays every game. He's my guy. Because I have a team that has 8 or 9 guys hurt, it feels like. I need Mikal Bridges. I need more Mikal Bridges of the world, man. He plays every game. But, yeah, the whole town situation, man, I don't think it's working out. Doesn't play good perimeter defense. Inconsistent shooter. Inconsistent scorer. And I don't think he's really vibing with Mike Brown's offense.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to get traded. For what? I don't know. I mean, if you package something with that Trey Murphy guy, sure. He's got more value than that. But Trey Murphy would be a nice pick.
Well, we'll all see that play out in a few weeks.
There's thoughts on Jimmy Butler done for the year, your boy?
Didn't like seeing that happen, but it is what it is.
Nobody wants to see anyone get hurt.
No.
Yeah, that's a big loss, especially that Kuminga don't even want to play on the team.
Yeah,
So-
the Warriors deal is going to be fascinating to watch because they're in the play-in stuff right now. I don't know. I could see that way. I could see that team going 2 different ways right now, and who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep. Wrap it up.
You got it, Nick. So we'll be right back to Nick in a second because, Nick, who are you shouting out today?
Double shout out.
Double.
Shout out Jeremy Friedenberg and
Happy birthday.
my cousin, Jack DeRue. Both clinched their playoff berths in fantasy basketball. Jerry won fantasy basketball. Paul's a threat as well. Has not clinched his playoff berth officially.
I was killing it, and then Jokic went down with injury, but now I don't understand. I'm not going to air a lot of stuff totally out here for Jerry One basketball, but don't know why we would be dropping Anthony Davis when he might be coming back officially. So if he comes back, I'm going to have Jokic. I'm going to have Gobert. I'm going to have Davis as my.
It's a big team.
Jokic might be running the 3 for me.
That's a big team. But shout out Jeremy and Jack, clinch their playoff berth. Might be the top two seeds in that league this year.
All right.
Yep.
I'll have to come from the bottom of the bracket.
Hey, you're good
for being in first for pretty much the whole year.
You just made the football finals as a 4 seed. I think the 4 seed's your seed.
Yeah. As long as you're in, you got a chance. So.
R.I.P. King Dakar.
R.I.P. indeed.
So. Max is an adult.
8 years old. We'll get out of here on that note, everybody. Really appreciate everybody for listening and tuning in. Back at it again next Wednesday, where it's just going to be more or less recapping football because the Super Bowl Spectacular is 2 weeks away. So keep an eye out for that. You can find fresh takes and all other podcasts here at Finger Lakes One at fingerlakes1.com, the FO1 YouTube channel, and all major podcasting platforms. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. We'll talk again next week.